What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. Live your best life. You must live label free. I'm super excited. We have a very special guest. He is the founder and president of Exact Nature Botanicals, which is a THC-free, CBD-based products to help recovering addicts and alcoholics face the addictive cravings and other issues they face in sobriety. He's also offering a 20% off discount to anyone that goes to his website and supports his company and wants to buy any of those products. Use the code LF20 at exactnature.com. Please welcome Thomas White. Thomas, thank you for joining us today. Can you please tell the audience a little bit about your background? Because it's you got a pretty good story.
I do. Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Professionally speaking, I'll just start there. Ironically speaking, I started my career in the corporate realm and worked for Seagram's Wine Company, and worked there for about 7 years until I left to become a Peace Corps volunteer. And then I went to Africa, Botswana, Africa, and was served as a volunteer there for 2 years. I oversaw a bunch of very simple community works projects. We built some health clinics and we built an airstrip, but all very simple in nature. Also, I play the drums, and I was moonlighting at nights on weekends playing for a very good band in Botswana. And ironically, recently I went on to Spotify, and the record that I didn't play on this record, but this is the record I supported. They used a studio drummer. I found it after many years, so that was fun. From there, I came back to the States and very fortuitously fell into a job as the press secretary for the Peace Corps in Washington. So I did that for 7 years. Wow. Had a lot of fun. From there, I went back to graduate school, and from there, then I started my most recent career also in marketing as a chief marketing officer for 5 major universities.
Wow.
But that's professionally speaking. Now, personally speaking, while all this was happening, and I was enjoying some success, or a lot of success professionally, boy, I was sinking into dark places. My drinking was really getting out of hand. I knew it was becoming a problem. I was ashamed. I was fearful about trying to get sober, not sure I could do it, and so on. So that became a big part of my story. And so I've now been sober for 13 years. And with that, I used to live in Reno, Nevada. I live in Wells, Maine now, but in Reno, Nevada. And our next door neighbors manage one of the biggest CBD suppliers and first CBD supplier in the state of Nevada. So through them, I found out a lot about CBD, how it could be used for these issues facing people in addiction recovery. Did research, determined for myself that they would work, and my son and I, who is also my oldest son, who is also in addiction recovery, founded Exact Nature, and we've been in business now for 15 months.
Wow, that's amazing. So, even though you had all that success, you still were battling some things that were going on the inside. Did you ever really come to the core of what created that darkness that wanted you to keep drinking and even though you knew it was becoming a problem?
Yeah, I would describe the darkness. The darkness that came about was a result of drinking and over drinking. I mean, for 20 years, I drank just about every day, and most of those days I drank to excess. So that was creating the dark place. Sure. I don't know that the reason I drank came from a dark place. I think I've been described as having a joie de vivre, so somebody that kind of has a lust for life and so on. And part of that was just drinking and drinking culture. And I have other addictions as well, but because alcohol is so easily, so readily available and socially accepted, that became my real poison.
Yeah.
But
it was like every day was a party, right?
Absolutely. And that's, you woke up thinking about how in that day was that party going to happen.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of preoccupied, obsessed with that. And I'm fortunate to say that 13 years ago, I was able to put down the drink and
take off your party pants.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes,
I
that's
like to call it. I can't drink every day. Like back in my 20s,
yeah,
it was fun. I
right.
had a good time. I know that like my sister and my mom, they can come home from work and have a drink, like a glass of wine every day. But I personally, like, I just can't. I like to enjoy a glass of wine here and there. Maybe on the weekend I have a couple drinks with my fiance, but that's just a lot because there is a fine line. When is it too much, and then it just becomes more habitual. I could see that happening where you just you're in party mode all the time because, well, first of all, you're the nature of the business that you were in, and then
Right.
I actually know someone who is in alcohol sales and marketing, consumer marketing, I guess, going out there doing tastings. And
Right.
he drinks every day. I've hung out with him and I was like, boy, I can't keep up.
Right. Right.
So but that's
Yeah.
just what he does.
That's right. And some of us, the addicts and alcoholics, our brains are wired differently. So it captures an addiction that we have built in. Genetically speaking, I was predisposed to this because my grandfather was an alcoholic. My father was never an alcoholic, but he was what we call a dry drunk, and that is somebody that displayed some addictive tendencies, but was never an active addict or alcoholic.
Interesting. I've never heard of that term. Okay. Well, let's get into your recovery and this fantastic business that you're in now, because before we start recording, I'm a big fan of the CBD THC free CBD products. I know they help a lot of people. And so how did you discover, what was that process like, discovering how that helped you and your son?
Yeah, I did it. I went into it very open-minded, so I was ready to be convinced or agreeable to CBD helping with addictions, but I didn't go in looking for the solution that would substantiate the way I was feeling. Not at all, because I invested a lot in this business, and I only did it after talking to a lot of people and really became convinced that it had a role to play with helping people get sober. And I tell you, Deanna, now every week, and I had a wonderful conversation via email yesterday of a young woman that is one of our best customers, and in 11 days, she will be celebrating 6 months of sobriety. So we have been in contact all through that time. So I've spoken to her when she was at 80 days and more recently 137 days. And then yesterday was 169 days. So that is what's so gratifying to me about this business. Yeah. Our business is doing well, and it will continue to do well because it really provides relief to people. But what's most gratifying to me on a personal level is just getting into conversations with customers and seeing how these products are helping people. And I'm not suggesting that people take our products and they're going to get sober. It doesn't work like that. The products don't work like that. And addiction and alcoholism, these are way too powerful. But it can play an important role as a broad-based approach to getting sober. And that's where our products are really playing a role.
And so what do you mean by that? And I understand, but let's just kind of educate the audience, because, we're here to bring value and bring the importance of what your product does and why you're so passionate about what, you'll start your company. So when you talk about a broad-based approach, what does that mean for someone that might be struggling with addiction?
Well, our products help curb addictive cravings. So if you can get people to abstain from drinking, that's really step number one. But then you need support at a number of other levels. One is AA meetings or NA, Narcotics Anonymous meetings, those kinds of things. So that's another part of that approach. Right now, there are wonderful, literally dozens of addiction-related or addiction recovery related podcasts, and so people can watch those. That is one reason we get our message out, is through sponsorship of recovery related podcasts. So people are approaching it at a broad base. But if these products can help minimize those visual cues of alcohol and other drugs and tamp down those cravings, then you have a much better chance of getting hold of your addiction. And not to suggest all of our customers are alcoholics and addicts. They're not. Many of them are people that want to get California sober
Yeah.
or just want to reduce their intake of drugs and alcohol. And so it helps with that as well. So not, as I say, not every customer is a full-blown addict or alcoholic as I was, but
Yeah.
it does help people that just want to curb their use of these things.
Hey Dad, how you been? What's going on?
Well, not too much. Spring cleaning time.
Well, did you weed whack? Did you get the carpets cleaned? 'Cause I know Mom's all about that, so I want to make sure we're ready to go.
Well, yeah. I got the gutters clean. That's about it.
That's it? Well, when I said weed whack and all that and the carpet, I kind of meant like the Manscaped 4.0. It's a little more personal.
I understand. Yeah.
Works awesome.
Have you tried this?
I have tried it and it works wonders. It really does. Yeah.
Okay. This is pretty cool. And see, it comes with an LED light, and I understand it's waterproof.
It is waterproof. It works well. I tried it. It's a good product. It's a great product. I've tried other ones, and they're just so noisy, and they don't cut very well.
Wow, that's really good, Mike. Where do we get this?
Well, you can get it at manscaped.com, and while you're at manscaped.com, you know that we got a code, so we get it cheaper.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of a discount can we get?
We can get it at label-free 20, and it gives you 20% off the product, and it gives us free shipping. And I've tried some of the other products there because they got these all new premier products. Like this here, it's a deodorant.
Now, is it for underarm or other places, or
I tried, but it's for the underarm.
Okay.
That's where it's at. And you can also get it at manscaped.com. Same code. We use the code again. Label free 20. Label
we get
free
20% off and free shipping?
Free
as
shipping.
well.
I mean, how can you go wrong with that, right?
Wonderful.
And so how long did you use these products before you decided to start your own business?
Well, I didn't use my products because our products,
so CBD based products.
Right. I was going to say our products are specially formulated, and I can explain that in a moment.
Yes.
But I had used CBD when I started inquiring about how they might help with these issues faced by people in recovery. I was getting CBD by my next door neighbor, PNX Botanicals, first providers of CBD in the state of Nevada, and I could probably within a week, I could really feel how it was just from a general wellness standpoint. I was just feeling better.
Yeah.
And at that point also, I had been taking, when my active addiction moved out, depression moved in. And I had used prescription medication for 10 years, and it worked until it didn't. And so then I thought, well, let me try CBD for this. And I have found CBD to work every bit as well as the prescription meds, which is to say, not perfectly, not all the time.
Yeah.
On days that I have really high stress or a lot on my mind, those are still there. But generally speaking, on a day-to-day basis, I manage it very well with CBD. So I used it as I was thinking about this company and putting this company together. I was using it and also experiencing for myself the kinds of lift that you can get from CBD.
Oh, that's amazing. And so now you said your son also is a recovering addict as well, and he uses the CBD to help with his cravings and all that too.
Yes, he does. And he's 23,
Oh,
and
wow.
so the challenges of getting sober at 23 are significant. You could imagine just the peer pressure and the amount of time you spend in entertainment areas, bars and music venues and things like that puts its constant pressure. So I'm very proud of him, and he's doing very well. But
So that has to be fun. Well, not fun, but it has to be a very, very bonding experience to kind of be in this journey together and have started this company together and seeing the success of it grow and the success of your sobriety.
Yeah, without question. It's been very gratifying because we've always been close, but it has brought us even closer.
Yeah.
And so not only do we talk about the business and ways to get the message out and to reach more people, but just the challenges, especially for him early on in sobriety for him, we just talk about that. We talk about the challenges of sobriety. And I am the first to say to him, to congratulate and to recognize the difficulties of getting sober at 23. and really, as I say, congratulate him, because that's no small step. I am so proud of him.
That's awesome.
My younger son, not to keep him out of the conversation, but he's just someone that doesn't deal with these issues. So
yeah, I understand. Hopefully, he never has to. Right.
That's right. No one wants to be a member of this club.
Yeah, no, definitely not. We always want positive things in our lives. You said that, and so first, what kind of products do you offer? Because I know there's like a rub you can do. There's the oil. So, what does your company specifically offer?
We offer 3 primary products. One is Detox, which is really to tamp down cravings. Serenity, which is to help with mood and focus, depression, anxiety as well. And then Z's, which is to help people get better sleep. A lot of times when people curb their ongoing use of drugs and alcohol, at times they'll face problems sleeping. So those are the primary products. And each of those products comes in a capsule, a tincture of CBD oil, and a drink powder. And then we have a Boost, which is a coffee additive, and you put it in your coffee in the morning. That's what I do. I put it in coffee with my coffee in the morning, and then I take either the capsules a couple times a day, and then I take a Z's capsule one at night before I go to bed. And then we are introducing CBD creams this summer, as well as right now our drink powders come in something like this, which is a packet.
I can't see it. I can't see it. Oh, in front of your face, because you have the thing. There we go.
Sorry, it's a single serve drink packet, and so we're coming in a jar so people can more easily just put it into their hot or cold drinks.
Very nice. And you said these are specially formulated for people that to curb their addictions. So what does that mean in comparison to some of the other stuff that's on the market?
Yes. They are specially formulated. In the case of Detox, it's specially formulated to help curb addictive cravings. So we take this very premium CBD, which is very helpful on many levels, and then surround it with other natural ingredients that have long been used also in to help deter, to curb addictive cravings. Like kudzu root has been used by the Chinese since 600 AD.
Oh, wow.
Amino acids, magnesium, essential oils, those kinds of things. That's Detox. Then in the Serenity, same kind of thing. We take this premium CBD and surround it with products like ashwagandha and other things that have long been used to help with stability of mood. Magnesium, again, because that's a mood stabilizer. Z's has melatonin, chamomile, green matcha, and so on. So they take the CBD, and they all have significant amounts of CBD, because that's the workhorse in these products, and then surround it with all these other things that can lend a hand to these.
I know a lot of those products or those ingredients you talk about, because I mean, I'm very health conscious. I take a lot of supplements myself, just for skin, joints, immune system, all that stuff. So a lot of those ingredients you mentioned are very good ingredients to have and to just take overall for your body and for your system.
That's right. A lot of these products, whether you're facing addictive issues or not, addiction issues, they can and do help with just general wellness. They can brighten one's mood, even at times when you might not realize that you can benefit from that. So,
and ashwagandha is actually great for your memory.
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
that's right. And the amino acids in Detox are good for liver health. So whether you have liver problems or not, they're still good for liver health. So there is no downside to these products. That is why I can so unabashedly talk about CBD. And Deanna, we've been in business 15 months. We've had exactly one request for a money back guarantee. And so I'm not suggesting that people take our products and they're all of a sudden their addictions are no longer
gone. They disappear. No,
no, it's not that.
There's a disclaimer.
Well, right. But what I don't feel like I need a disclaimer for is I think that everybody that takes these products benefits in some way. So I think that's why we've seen so few people, one person, request their money back.
Yeah, very good. Where can people find your products, connect with you, or learn more?
Yes, I would. We're on social media, but our website is a primary source for a lot of information to buy our products and so on, and it's at exactnature.com.
Love
And
it.
by the way, exact nature is a phrase that is taken from the fifth step of AA's 12 steps. So our very name is derived from the recovery community.
That's amazing. I love that. Well, we're just about out of time. So I want to just say thank you for for sharing your story with us today. Thank you for being open and honest and vulnerable. That always means a lot to me. And I'm sure my audience appreciates that as well. And I'm very excited to have my audience go use that code. You guys go to his website. All the links will be in the show notes. So if you're looking for a good CBD-based product, THC-free CBD-based product, go ahead and go to exactnature.com and use the code LF20 for 20% off. You'll be supporting Thomas, his son, and just being a part of that whole community, which is an amazing thing to be a part of. Thomas, before we say goodbye, I always like to ask for any last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with the audience today before we say?
Well, I think a big part of my role is demystifying and destigmatizing CBD. So it doesn't intoxicate you. As you've said a few times now, our products are THC free, but even so, by law, CBD cannot have more than 0.3% THC. So they're very low in THC anyway. And and CBD is a really good thing.
Yeah.
So I would ask that people that have not had a chance to try CBD to do so, because you might realize benefits in ways that you might not realize going into it. So CBD is a really good thing. I think it'll be as common as Tylenol or ibuprofen in about 10 to 15 years, and it's quickly becoming that way now. So I would say keep an open mind to that. And then the last thing is just, there are very few of us that are not either directly or indirectly affected by addiction, either personally or by somebody, a friend or a relative, a spouse, a child, you name it. So these are products that can help those people that are suffering.
I love it. Thank you so much, Thomas, for being a guest. Please keep us posted on any new updates or any products you come out with. We'd love to share that with our audience. So thanks again for sharing your story. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, Deanna. Thanks for the good work that you're doing as well.
Thank you. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. Live your best life. You must live label free. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, follow, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.